Now, the final author, and probably the most famous of these men, is Edgar Allan Poe, who came from Virginia, who had a rather dark background and also wrote rather dark tales and poetry. He's most famous for works such as The Tell-Tale Heart, or The Fall of the House of Usher, or The Raven. And Poe is someone who's quite intriguing, because Poe, even though he seems to be so sad in much of what he writes, even though you even sense a bit of bitterness, you always get a sense of justice. Poe always has a great notion of what sin is, and he always has this great notion that there has to be something beyond. It's just that Poe never quite gets there. In fact, let me read to you a section of Poe's work from Annabel Lee, one of his most famous works. "It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabel Lee, with a love that the winged seraphs in heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago, in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea." In other words, he's someone who refuses to forget the causes of sin, or refuses to forget the effects of sin, but he also refuses to turn to pleasure as an actual solution to these things. And so with Poe, even though you encounter this darkness, you always encounter the first half of the gospel.